Hey, everybody. I'm Aaron Reynolds. I write the comic strip Effin' Birds, and this is my friend Sam. Sam, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Sam Noir, a comic book creator, a toy maker, best known for the Captain Canuck retro-style action figure. And in this capacity, I'm also a vintage toy collector.
Amazing. We're here today to do a thing called Bootleg Safari, which started because Sam and I were both at a Christmas party that had a secret Santa. And the thing is, with our group of friends, we're all a little bit evil. And did I suggest that it should be bad? One of us suggested it should be bad.
I was inspired because we have a tradition, which is basically bringing back terrible
souvenirs. Yes.
So in that spirit, I suggested we not do Secret Santa, we do Secret Satan.
Secret Satan. And so with a limit of $20, we had to buy the worst thing possible for another person at the at the party. And I found what I thought was the most perfect, terrible thing ever. It was a Garfield stuffed animal, but he wasn't called Garfield. He was called Famous Fat Orange Cat. And this is what he looks like. He's got a lazy eye. He clearly has been using meth. And most importantly, he came in a Ziploc bag. He came delivered in a Ziploc bag.
Which is the scariest thing ever.
It was the scariest thing ever. And when I gave it, this was the reaction. And so that was the inspiration for this panel. We had such a good time at that party. I was like, well, Sam, why don't you do this to me? And then I'll do this to you. And so Sam has brought 3 horrible bootleg products for me to see, and I brought 3 horrible bootleg products for Sam to see.
And these are from my personal collection. So
and mine were from the internet because I don't have space in my house for garbage. But, All right, are you ready to? You're first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
What have you brought me? Oh my Christ. Okay, so I'm going to try to describe what we're seeing here. This is Pinhead from Hellraiser, except he's 3 inches tall, and he's solving a Rubik's Cube.
And he's got a giant baby head.
Yeah, he's a giant baby head. He's like giant baby Pinhead. Where is this? Where is this from?
This is the secret origin of a bootleg collector. Essentially, this isn't my version. My version's a bit sloppily painted because I painted it when I was like 11 years old.
Okay.
But as a kid, I would visit my grandmother in Hong Kong, and you just, as a free-range child, you just wander the streets of Hong Kong, and it was filled with wonderful bootleg treasures such as this. This was a vinyl model kit. And
what?
Yeah.
So you had to assemble this.
I had to assemble it, but luckily, as a kid, I loved building model kits. Like the truth is, I didn't know it at the time. I just loved sniffing glue.
Okay.
So this gave me an excuse. And again, you look at this; it's pretty much it's like you're hallucinating anyways. And I'd never seen anything like it. Back then, you didn't know about this whole super deformed chibi movement from Japan. And this is absolutely where this comes from. And this is where it originates from. And what I find completely charming about all these early bootlegs in the chibi super deformed format is the fact that they are 3D caricatures. So it's not always just like Funko Pops, or bobbleheads where it's a big giant head.
Yeah, he's much more sinister than a Funko Pop. He's definitely an evil baby Pinhead.
But he's playing with a Rubik's Cube. I think that's the element of satire that you see in a lot of these. So I came back with basically a little model kit of a RoboCop, Alien, John Hurt with a little baby John Hurt with a face hugger around him, and they all had this element of comical caricature.
Got it.
Just sent me down a spiral
rabbit hole
of collecting ever since, filling my house with garbage.
Is there another slide?
Yeah, there's just another.
Oh my God. That's really terrifying. I'm so glad you introduced me to this. So you have this. This is at your house?
This one is the image I found off the internet. Mine's a little bit more sloppily painted. I think this is
because you painted it yourself.
Yeah, at the age of 11 while sniffing airplane glue.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you very much, Sam. That was a good opener. My first one requires some context. Are you ready for this? So for context, in the United Kingdom, there was already a thing called the Avengers. So the Avengers movie was Avengers Assemble. And the reason that I bring this up is because one of my favorite things in bootlegs is when their names are hyper literal translations. So here comes the best fake Lego set I've ever seen, which is Heroes Gathering.
That is amazing.
And so,
oh my God.
It's all these little, very Lego-y, Marvel characters, except it says Heroes Gathering. I even think like that Thanos is pretty good. I would buy him. Actually, I think I saw somebody with some of these here at this show.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, a little bit of trivia here. It was called Avengers Assemble in the UK because of the original British
they had an Avengers
with
exactly.
Steed and Peel.
Yeah.
So this is delightful.
Yeah.
And available at most cons across North
Yeah,
America,
that's right.
too.
But I also as I was looking for them, I was like, oh, Thor has a giant robot? That's cool. He doesn't have that in our Avengers. And I particularly liked this next one, which I like to refer to as the actual most ambitious crossover event in superhero history.
Oh, my God.
Because here's Batman as part of the Heroes Gathering.
And you often do see this in bootlegs.
They
you
just
have
cross over whatever, right?
5 packs of just the most unlikely, like a Turtles, a He-Man, a Power Rangers, Garfield.
Can we also talk about the Hulk's motorcycle tank?
Because that's amazing.
That's pretty good. I like it. I would actually build that. I would do that one.
That is so much fun.
Yeah. All right. You're next again, right?
Yes, I'm next.
All right.
Again.
Are you ready for this? Am I advancing the slide?
You're advancing the slide.
All right. What are we going to get? Oh, my God. Okay, so we have a very large Spider-Man on a motorcycle with a very small Hulk in a sidecar. Is that what
that is exactly what you're looking at. Yes.
The incredibly tiny Hulk.
Yes, pretty much.
And you have this? This is yours?
I own this. And basically, every year we go to Mego Meet down in the States.
Okay.
And at that point, I spend all my money because you will never find a more large assemblage of vintage toys. And on the way home in Buffalo, we always stop by the flea market. And of course, this time I had spent all my money. And I saw this as a boxed, Minton box. I'd never seen it before live in person, only pictures on the internet. And I just turned to my friend.
Of course.
Give me $150.
That cost you $150. You paid $150 for this garbage.
It's pretty big, actually.
No, yeah, but the Hulk's arm is behind his head. Does he have smashing action or something? Or is he
no. It just is what it moves. The
he
things
does
move
when he's driving.
But
amazing.
Yeah, it is a delight to me to own it. Literally $150 US too. You got to understand that's $5 billion.
It's
Canadian.
It's $400 Canadian.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep going. There's just some other photos.
It's got a headlight.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. Until I saw that, I would assume that this toy is from the 60s because of how
70s.
crumbly molded it is. And it's from the 70s?
From the 70s,
but it still has a headlight.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Is there more of this one? Or is
you just a close-up on the Hulk, just so you can see how horrifying, terrible the Hulk is.
His eye is pure white. He doesn't have a pupil. And he's grimacing. And he's like... Oh my God!
And how would you, size-wise, cram the entire Incredible Hulk
into a sidecar? Why would you do
driven
that?
by Spider-Man?
Why wouldn't the Hulk drive the motorcycle and Spider-Man be in the sidecar? I think that makes more sense.
Well, often here's what happens. My theory is because I believe there's a Batman and Robin of this.
And these are just repaints?
And they just decide,
Amazing.
you know what, let's repurpose this and what's popular in the Marvel world, right? And again, Mego at the time was doing both the DC heroes and the Marvel heroes, and Spider-Man and Hulk were actually part of the line alongside Batman and Robin. So I can totally see how they're like, well, we got these at the factory as well. Let's just stick them in the let's create little
That's
Batman
amazing.
and a little Hulk where Robin and Batman should be.
See, that makes sense to me because that's a Robin-sized, not a Hulk-sized.
Yeah, and again, someone on the internet can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, this is my.
Oh, they will. Don't worry about it.
This is my thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, awesome.
And the box, you can see the box as well. There's the box.
Spider-Man Incredible Hulk motorcycle. I mean, it is what it says.
I loved it.
It
so
is exactly
much.
what it says on the box.
This kind of hot garbage, like I will hem and haw over hot toys.
Just look at that. Look at the size difference between them. It really is an Incredible Hulk-sized Spider-Man and a Spider-Man-sized Incredible Hulk in that thing. Wow, that's profoundly stupid.
This was,
and you spent $150
yes,
on
take
this.
my money now, basically, was my reaction to garbage. I'll hem and haw over hot toys, but not even think about it when it's bootleg brilliance like this.
Okay, so just for contrast, I want to point out that the next thing that's coming up is something that I did buy, but I only paid $10 for. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
So here's I have to contextually explain where I learned about this thing, and then I sought out my own copy of it.
All right.
In when did the third Star Wars prequel come out? 2005.
Something
around that.
Yeah.
It's the summer that movie came out, and there's this guy named Jeremy, and he's living in Thailand, and he's just gone to see the movie. And as he comes out of the theater, there's somebody selling bootleg DVDs of Revenge of the Sith on the sidewalk, and he buys one, and he takes it home, and he puts it on. And he can't turn it up too loud because he has roommates, so he puts on the closed captioning, and then a miracle happens because the closed captions were clearly translated into another language and then machine translated back into English.
The Backstroke of the West.
Yes, it's called Star Wars: The Third Gathers, The Backstroke of the West.
Oh my God!
And it is. To narrow it down to 10 screenshots took everything in my power because I use screenshots from this for everything. Like, I don't like emojis, so I use these in all my text message conversations. And it's really great because they're constantly referring to characters with nonsensical names. Anakin is called Ala Gold all the time, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is Ratio Tile, which is apparently some translation of some like Chinese phonetic sound-alike for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyways, Superior, they have escaped a day after the fair, says General Grievous. Here we go. I was just made by the Presbyterian Church, says Anakin Skywalker. Every reference to the Jedi Council is translated as Presbyterian Church. Can't explain why. It makes it so good. Looking, me, I'm a civilization person. That is like, there's so much dialogue where you can look at it and sort of like, if you really strain, you can figure out how they got there. You know, like if you can picture that dialogue in your head.
And this is before auto translate as well. So
no, this is like Google Translate.
Oh,
era.
is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
My God.
This is like
2005 era.
Yeah. So really terrible Google Translate. This is the one I use all the time. It's sad Yoda saying I must leave the country. Whenever I've had enough of a text message conversation, this is what I drop in there, and then I go.
That is amazing.
And so one time, a bunch of friends of mine, I convinced them, I'm a troll, I'm a massive troll, and I convinced some friends of mine that we were going to do a thing called Movieoki, where I turned off the center channel so there was no dialogue, but there was still music and sound effects, and then we would put on the subtitles, and I would assign everybody a role in the movie, and we'd like try to do the dialogue of the movie along with the movie, like we're doing karaoke, but with a movie.
Yeah.
And I told them it was going to be Revenge of the Sith, and I assigned them all roles, and then we practiced. But then I said, hey guys, I know you were expecting regular Revenge of the Sith, but today we're going to use these bootleg subtitles from this Chinese bootleg DVD. And everybody was like, oh my God. And we tried to keep up with it, and I did record the whole thing, and it was very funny in the moment, but anybody else who tries to listen to it, it's incomprehensible and insufferable. So
this is brilliant.
Oh, there we go. The geography that I stance compares you superior. I shout this at my children all the time.
Yeah. Nice.
I have the high ground. And the last one here, this one's the one that launched 10 million memes. Are you ready for it? It's do not want.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. There's actually 3 different no's in the movie, and they're all translated as do not want. And I just
the most popular meme in that movie, and
it's do not want.
They've extended it past the 2-letter extended.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah. you ever see the one where somebody put a little sibilant of an S in front of it and put some jingle bells behind it?
Oh
so
my
it says,
God.
Snow. That was my favorite one. That's why I love the internet.
Oh, right on.
All right, are we ready for another Sam one?
Yeah.
This is yours next?
Yeah.
What do we got? What do you got for me?
It's a series of them.
Jesus.
So,
is that
yeah.
a California raisin? What is that?
No, this is a Mexican bootleg. Would you
Of
care
what?
to?
Of what is it though?
Guess. We're gonna play a guessing game. Have a close look.
I'm
at
looking at it. I can't.
It's green. It's
Yeah.
got purple pants.
So it's the Hulk.
It's the Hulk.
But his
And
his
it is
torso. He
horrifying.
doesn't have a torso. His torso is his face.
So I'm guessing
yeah.
that this is an egg. So I was
Oh,
in
an egg. Yeah,
Mexico.
okay. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was in Mexico, and this is the land of like bootleg gold. Like
Yeah.
to me, this was the California gold rush. I filled an entire suitcase full of these crappy rubber, heavy rubber Mexican figures, and this was my favorite series. So I'm presenting to you a series. of
Okay,
them.
so I'm gonna
So
see
this is-
another one. I just want to
yeah.
say that though,
They're horrifying.
instead of having a torso, he has a face. So his
Yeah.
like, if you can't see this, it's like the Hulk's stomach has teeth. Wow, that's awful.
and
okay.
and where his ears should be, there's arms.
Yeah, his arms are growing out of where his.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
There's more than one of them,
But
folks.
this is why I thought he was a California raisin. Okay.
Yeah. He-
okay. That's
Care to guess this
Captain.
character?
Well, it's Captain America, obviously, because he's got his A on his head and his little. But like, wow, and he looks more like an egg. That's right. That looks like Humpty Dumpty Captain America.
Yeah, and again, I
Yeah.
couldn't understand it, but there was an entire series. Actually, there's multiple series, but keep
Oh,
going.
oh yeah.
Here we
this
go.
is
The
the Fantastic Four as weird torso creature. Actually, you know what? What's his name? The thing looks actually pretty great.
Half decent. That was
Yeah.
the charming one.
That's
but,
the charming one, yeah.
Invisible. I've got two variants of Invisible one, as you can see.
But he does. Isn't he supposed to have pants? Is he supposed to be naked? thing?
He's got little short shorts.
Does he? Okay, I
And
can't
again,
tell from here.
movie-wise, this would have corresponded with the Fox, the original Fox
Oh.
Fantastic Four, not the one
So
where he's pantless.
Is that supposed to be Jessica
this
Alba?
is Jessica Alba. Two variants: the invisible variant you can see, and the regular one. Again,
The invisible one's
horrifying.
just painted black.
pretty gray, light gray.
Okay,
I'd have to
okay.
say.
Let's.
Yeah.
Wow, that doesn't.
And
look
I
like
couldn't
Jessica
find the Human
Alba.
Torch. I am
Couldn't find a Human Torch.
to this day. I am haunted by the fact that I don't own the Human Torch
Amazing.
to this set.
Amazing.
So if anyone
yeah,
has
look at that.
one.
Yeah, he's great. I like him. He
Yeah,
looks nice.
no, this was the most charming one. If I were just to get one, but
You'd be getting-
yeah,
yeah.
it was a whole. The fact that it was a set, but
Wow. Okay. And then he looks like he's the one from the Roger Corman Fantastic
Oh,
Four
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You know the
unreleased one,
the unreleased Fantastic
that they
Four
made
movie?
fun of in Arrested Development as Fantastic Four the musical.
That's right. Oh my God. What do we got? Oh yeah. Oh, that looks a little. Is she clear?
I think so. Yeah,
Is it invisible?
actually,
Maybe
it's-
clear?
Yeah, actually, you're right. I do remember this.
But
This is clear.
that other one does not look like. That looks like Mrs. Humpty Dumpty or like a
Yeah.
potato chip mascot or something.
And
like
again,
that.
if I were to hazard a guess, these are supposed to be egg figures. And again, you get a lot of Japanese art vinyl toys that look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this now, but at the time, the fact that I have no comprehension about why they would turn all of these
I would have
characters
said potatoes. I would have said they were the Fantastic Four potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a potato head.
Yeah. Oh, that's Doctor Doom.
Yeah, that one's charming
That
as
was
well.
pretty good. He looks like a Smurf. He looks like a Smurf Doctor Doom, especially those fingers and his
Mm-hmm.
like silver gloves. I think he's the winner of the whole bunch. Wait, what did you pay for these?
Around $4 or $5 each.
That's
and
fine.
I one of the kids that I encountered in Mexico basically asked how much I paid for it. I said, like, $4 or $5. He said, way too much. You overpaid. Like, these things should be like pennies.
Yeah, I would pay $5
But I saw
for that.
them, and they saw me and
And how
saw
m-
the sucker coming. So I just again threw money at them and ran away.
Wow. And how many of these do you have?
Through to slide I. So just
Oh my
quickly,
God, there's more of them?
yeah, just quickly. A
Oh.
little bit of a cheat.
That's the Green Goblin.
Yeah. So movie.
Okay.
They're based on the
he's
movie,
Green
figures.
Goblin. Yeah.
And I can't find the Spider-Man.
Oh, I think the Spider-Man would look stupid.
He would,
Well,
but
all look
again,
stupid.
I'm an obsessive collector,
Yes, you
and
need
I
them all. Okay.
scoured. I literally scoured the streets of 5 different Mexican cities trying to assemble some and impossible.
Got it.
Dr. Octopus with all his arms.
He's and his sunglasses. What are his arms doing? Is one of them a hammer?
I think so.
And a
yes.
boxing glove?
Yeah, it's
and
very
like a
random.
horn?
And again, this is the caricature kind
This
of
is
thing,
like
right?
a Bugs Bunny Dr. Octopus. It's like when Harpo Marx opens his coat and something like a boxing glove comes out of it.
Or
That's like what's happening
Gizmo
here.
from the Goonies.
Yeah, exactly. Gizmo from the Goonies. That's what this is. Yeah. All right. Is there? Oh my God! It is Michael Keaton, Potato Batman.
We've crossed over to the DC universe here.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know what? I could pull off that cosplay.
As a roly-poly
Potato
egg-like.
shaped, potato shaped
Dad
pasty
bod
Batman. Yeah. Look at how his mouth parts. He looks like one of those Sandra Boynton hippopotamuses, with the weird round jaw. You know what I'm talking about? Those he's pretty great. I like him. He's good too, but I still think that Thing or Doctor Doom are the winners.
In terms of the charm.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
this is not the same.
No, I just needed to throw that in because it's horrifying. And
Yeah.
again, this is yet another Mexican.
So this is another Thing from Fantastic Four, except he's wearing wrestling pants and his arms are twice as long as his legs.
And again, this is from the movie, the original Fox movie. You can see by the long pants. So.
Oh, did he have those pants on in the movie?
Yeah, he did. He had long pants in the movie instead of the Speedos.
So
in the comics,
canonically in the cinematic universe, he wears long pants.
He does now. Every now and then he wears long pants, but
when it's cold out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I just need to end on this just because it was so horrifying.
Because he's so horrifying. Yeah, he's really that's like some David Cronenberg body horror going on.
By
there.
far the most horrifying Mexican bootleg. But the world of Mexican bootlegs is wonderful. If you do a deep dive into it, especially... I've got a whole series, actually, of superheroes as Homer Simpson, and I don't know why. Again, it's very, every superhero imaginable
as Homer Simpson.
Yeah, Venom, Hulk, actually even an Alien, Alien from Aliens.
Amazing.
As Homer Simpson.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't picture that. I can't picture it.
Future installments of Bootleg Safari, ladies and gentlemen.
The Xenomorph.
The Xenomorph.
From
the
Alien.
big chap.
As Homer Simpson.
Mashed up with Homer Simpson. I probably ruined the surprise for a future episode.
No, I can't picture it, so it'll
There
be a
you go.
surprise. It'll be. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask every artist who takes commissions down this aisle to draw me a mashup of the Xenomorph and Homer Simpson, and we'll see which one comes out the closest to your weird toy.
There you go.
So this is your last toy slide, right?
Yeah, that's my last toy slide.
So you were telling me about a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
My friend Brian Heiler of PlaidStallions.com literally wrote the book on knockoff toys. So I'm going to tell everyone if you liked what we showed here, go check this out. It is beautiful,
like a fun book.
horrifying, and delightful at the same time.
And on the cover, I see not only a terrible Skeletor, but a terrible Mr. Spock.
Oh, yeah.
And a very oddly painted Luke Skywalker. And a Hulk with a button-up shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty great.
he has scoured the earth for these wonderful bootleg toys to bring to you. So please check that out.
So here's the thing. I feel like, because I'm going to do this as a series at other Comic-Cons, I feel like what I should just do is buy Brian's book and then just cheat.
I will buy the book for you.
Seems terrible. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cheat like that. I have one more thing to introduce to you.
All right.
But here's the thing. I know that you already know what it is.
Okay.
Well, I know that you don't know what it is, but you have seen it before.
Okay.
And I did cheat a little bit because it's not unlicensed. It is actually a legitimately licensed product
From a toy company.
with the energy of a bootleg. Are you ready for it?
Can I play a guess? Can I throw a...
Whisper it in my ears. Whisper in my ears. No. Oh, no, it's not that.
okay.
It's not that. Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
ready
be
for
surprised,
it?
yes.
You're going to be surprised. So I brought clips for this one. Are we ready for it? You already know what it is, don't you?
관찰이早乙女博士の SOS の短波だスパイダーマシン GP7
So There's a Japanese Spider-Man, and he has a car called the Spider Machine, and
A giant transforming robot.
yes, and he has a giant
called
transforming robot.
Leopardon.
Leopardon.
And he fights kaiju with it.
Yes. So here's the thing: in this version of Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
a young dirt bike racer sees a spaceship crash, and he goes to investigate it, and he meets an alien who has pursued his mortal enemy, Professor Monster, to Earth, and has crashed and is dying. And so he injects the young motocross racer with some of his blood, giving him spider powers and control of the giant robot.
And also, his title is he becomes the emissary of hell. And we don't
Right.
know why. It's
Right.
just his title.
Yes.
And it's never explained.
Also, the alien is from Planet Spider. Also, the alien's from Planet Spider.
Little on the nose.
A little. Well,
Oh
you know,
my
you had to
God.
explain it somehow.
This is true.
So,
Oh, I love the theme song.
theme song is something else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. I know this very well, my friend.
Okay. So he looks like he's winning, but then suddenly, so he calls the Marveler. The ground opens up. A spaceship flies out. Spider-Man jumps back in his car, which now flies.
Such a good song.
There it is.
I will need to share with you my Japanese Spider-Man collection at some point.
Absolutely. I all the time want to know why I can't buy this giant robot in stores.
You can.
Oh.
It'll cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah,
Believe
see.
me, I own some, but I don't own. Do you remember the Shogun Warriors?
Yeah.
In Japan, they're called the Jumbo Mashinders, and they're 18 inches long and made of shampoo bottle plastic. And that is my grail item that I will never be able to
There you
own.
go. Oh, here we go. Here's the best part of this. Spider-Man fights with a boomerang thing that comes from his head, and then he has the Sword of Vigor, which he just throws at people. And so here's the thing: if you watch this show, all the battles end with him throwing the sword.
It's his finish in wrestling terms.
It's his finishing move every time.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, the first time I saw this, it kind of blew my mind. And I have to recommend, if you're going to watch one episode of it, there's episode 7 has a rock band that has a popular song about Spider-Man. And Professor Monster and his minions have kidnapped members of the rock band and forced them to put this subliminal message in it that gives Spider-Man migraines. So whenever Spider-Man hears the song about himself, his head hurts, and then he's attacked by giant monsters.
Can I fill you in on my maddening history with this show? Like, again, I mentioned earlier how I would visit my grandmother in Hong Kong, and they basically had this show. I can't remember if it was like translated into Cantonese or with Chinese subtitles, but I would watch this show and be amazed. Like, oh my God, Spider-Man, or Spider-Man, is an Asian dude with a motorcycle and a car and a giant robot. And I would come home and tell all the kids about this. And
they wouldn't believe you, right?
Wouldn't
They were like,
believe me.
yeah.
It's they're like, this
You're
is
lying.
the electric company. This is the Nicholas Hammond thing. And then it came on YouTube finally.
Yeah.
And if I could track these kids down, now adults, go up to their house, show it to them and go, ha! Now you believe me?
This
And they'll
is
be
real.
like,
It
and
was
they'll be
real the whole
like,
time.
and they'll be like, "Who are you?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? I
nobody
don't
else-
remember this at all."
Nobody else remembers
But it traumatized me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just want to play you the Spider-Man song from the band.
Let's go!
ふりふり風登りたっさんみたいにビル渡るかっこいいなスパイダーマン憧れちゃうスパイダーマンそこでおいらの武器お尻ふりふり
What year is this? Do you know what year this is from?
Late 70s.
Yeah.
It's I believe like don't quote me on this. Again, the internet will correct me. Probably around 78.
Sounds right.
And yeah, there's a crazy story about basically how they licensed this
Yeah.
to Japan and needed to translate it into a Japanese product again
Right.
with the kaiju, with the
Yeah,
giant
yeah.
robot.
Well,
But-
and isn't this the same company that ended up doing Power Rangers?
Yes, so
Yeah,
this is the prototype of the Power Rangers show. So the follow-up show to this was essentially the first Power Rangers loosely based around Captain America. So they were 5 heroes from around the world. Battle Fever J, it was called. So you
Okay.
had Battle Japan,
Yeah.
Miss America, Battle Nigeria, Battle France, and the 5-person team that would fight the kaiju and have to call upon, and that was the first prototype to the Power Rangers that we know.
I do have to say one of my favorite genres of television is fighting a rubber suit man in a gravel pit.
Oh,
'Cause those were,
absolutely.
like-
Absolutely. Yeah, Ultraman was there first, but adding that whole element of the 5-person team with a giant robot. It did come from Subaida-Man and
Amazing.
Battle Fever J.
So this weird garbage Spider-Man show brought us a lot of other things.
The Power Rangers,
Well,
all the
Power
Power
Rangers.
Rangers at this convention need to
Oh, their
thank
careers to Japanese
yeah,
Spider-Man.
basically.
That's amazing.
And again, I don't know if they know this or not, but it's wonderful. It's delightful. And are you guys looking forward to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse next year?
Yeah.
I'm so excited because the first wave of merchandise has started, and guess who's
Oh
a
my
part
God,
of
is
this?
Japanese
line-
Spider-Man in there?
Subaida-Man has just been released as a Marvel Legend, and I'm hoping there is a giant Leopardon to
Yeah.
fill in my collection.
Do you want like a $500 Hot Toys like?
Yeah. This will hurt my wallet to buy up all this stuff, but I can't get enough of it, and I can't wait to show you my collection.
I'm really
at home. I've
into
got
that.
little vinyls. I've got the little transforming robots. Anything I see of this, I will just Again, here's my money.
Amazing. I just put this in here because I love how he runs. It makes me laugh every single time. He just his back and forth like footwork here. I'm like, what is he doing?
The
Is that how a
best-
spider's supposed to run? Is that what that is?
And the best part is when he puts on his costume.
Oh yeah, from his wrist thing and it fires up
Yeah.
over his. I like the zipper part. That part was really
There's
good.
a whole compilation of all his transformations, and
Yeah,
folks should
that's
check
worth
that
seeking out on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So
Oh, God bless you.
yeah, thanks.
This was fantastic.
That was fun. Thank you very much, Sam, for bringing me especially the egg-shaped potato Marvel figures.
Do you want to talk about your logo, by the way? I love your logo.
I mean, it's
have
a-
we come up with a name for this creature?
Yeah,
that
I had a. The file name was like.
There's a
I
giraffe in
forget.
there.
There's a giraffe, a penguin, a tiger, and I called him the. Oh, I can't remember what I called him.
Oh, man.
I had it written down. It was like
Type it in the comments what we should call this
we
thing.
should call this thing. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Does anybody have any questions about the horrors that you have witnessed here today? Yeah, so many questions, right? But none of them probably that we can answer. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Sam and I are both over in Artist Alley underneath the sign for tattoos. We back onto the tattoo parlor. So, that's
Although
how you
we're
find
willing
us.
to give you ballpoint pen tattoos
Yeah, we'll
if
do
you
that. We'll
request
do
it.
that. We'll do,
Your choice.
Thanks. Yeah, I know, right?